Some aviary action in the up-and-coming cup. Welcome to the Sporty stream, everybody. How's it going? My name is Sporty FC. It's nice to see you all here. We've got a crazy night of action coming up, but here's our second match of the day. A matchup of two bird-like teams. It's Dark Falcons and the Biggest Birds. After this, we're going to be, I think, going offline for a little bit, but we'll be back very soon. We have two matches. Two different leagues. We'll have the Golden Cup with Golden Arrow Sports Red A versus Golden Arrow Sports Red B. And then we'll be going to the Skyward Series to see Radiance Phantoms as they take on Team Execute Academy. But let's focus on the first matchup here. This second one of the night. It's Dark Falcons versus the Biggest Birds. An up-and-coming cup matchup that is sure to be a thrill here as, again, two bird teams. What's also fun about them is they're both undefeated so far. And I believe they are both not on orgs yet, so go pick them up. These are some really strong teams right now. They're looking for organizations to represent, but again, so far in the up-and-coming cup, now that we've moved into week 3, but seeing these teams undefeated so far, we'll see if that stays the same. Yes, and they're both birds. I said that. They're both birds. They're both based on birds. Yes, you can caca as much as you want, I guess, too. Caca! As we'll be seeing them both here tonight. As, again, let me get them their info. There we go. Now they can both join the lobby as, again, two teams here. Both of them undefeated, both of them 2-0 so far. We've actually seen both of our Falcons' last matchups. Their wins against, there we go. Takes a little while sometimes to load. Their wins against, where are they? They're here somewhere. It's a long list of teams. That's why it's so tough. FFV Mega Melons in week 1. I remember that. That was a 3-1. And we saw them sweep Backbone Gaming. The Biggest Birds, I think they're currently 6-0 in their matches. They have not a single game. They swept Backbone as well. So you have some results. And they also swept Green Lotus. Green Lotus themselves are having a decent season. 1-1 right now, but doesn't matter about them, matters about both these teams. What ranks? This league is, let me tell you actually what specifically. I think it's like 1500 to 1700. I could be wrong. I'm gonna check and get you a specific number. They have it in their rules. What ranks these teams are? Let me get it to you. The rank cap for this league, it's here. It's very quick. 1200 to 1700, not 1500. 1200 to 1700. So. Again, a pretty good result for them. But yeah, it's 1200 to 1700 MMR. So, getting from like low champ to mid GC, like high GC1, mid, like maybe even low GC2, is about what we're hitting here for these teams. So, that's about what we're hitting here. It's a pretty good rank less estimated. Some pretty fun teams as well. A lot of teams in this one. That is a big skill gap. It can lead to really one-sided matchups. You're not wrong. It is a pretty big difference in skill, but so far all these teams, they're near the higher end of that tier. They're also both 2-0, so it makes sense. They're both doing very well right now this season, but going up against each other, again, being undefeated, going to be a tough run for them. As again, we're going to be waiting on both these teams to get ready and enjoy. And we should enjoy this matchup. It'll be good. It's going to be, for Dark Falcons, again, they have 4 players. The Biggest Birds have 4 players. Usually enough for both these teams, as, again, they have that sub if available. We'll see who these teams play, though. As, again, we're just doing from both these teams. I know Biggest Birds are online. Dark Falcons are going to be here as well. They don't generally message as much, but they'll be here, don't worry. They'll be here on time. Again, that prediction poll is also up. You got about 3 minutes left to vote for who you think will win. Do you think it'll be Dark Falcons, or do you think it'll be Biggest Birds to stay undefeated so far in their seasons? As, again, we're just waiting on these teams. Again, vote for who you think will win this. Go see the poll. It's there. There's a poll up. You might have to rejoin the stream. See if that will fix it. It should be there. You should be able to see a poll. If you don't see one, that's a bit of an issue. You should be able to vote. Like the poll, I know the poll is up. It's up on my side. So it should be. You should be able to find it. As I'm gonna mute that part of my stream so that you guys don't actually hear anything. If game sound is, yeah, there you go. Yeah, poll's up. It's in the chat area. You see it? Nice. Go vote. Vote. Show us your civic duty. Vote for who you think will win. Yep, good. Thank you for confirmation. The stream is actually up. Again, I'm happy we got votes on both sides here, so that means someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. It's always fun. As, again, vote for who you think will win. I think overall, so far, when it comes to the caliber of their opponents, I can give you that recommendation right now. It's pretty similar, actually. FFE Mega Melons. Both these teams make Backbone Gaming and sweeps. Backbone Gaming has not had a great season. But Dark Falcons have actually technically had the tougher opponent. They've had to play FFE Mega Melons, who are currently 1-1. They four games lost. Green Lotus are 3-3. They played against Biggest Birds. So it's very similar. There's not a lot here to go off of. Again, I wish I could give you guys more info to make a better estimated guess. But there really isn't that much info on these teams. You just have to watch and, you know, taking your best guess maybe. It's never a bad idea to guess. As we'll go in game here. Both these teams are joining very soon. That's good. We're just gonna get it. Oh no, wait, I think I know who it is. And there we go. Yeah. By the way, Saint, that is Valak. As Falcons got their full roster here, being on the Biggest Birds. They say they don't want to join until it hits that match start time. So that's perfectly fine with me. That most teams do that. So we'll just be waiting for them. As soon as they're ready, there they are. Stellar, Chris, and Soul. E1 not joining, so either E1 is sitting outside the lobby or even they're not available tonight. I mean, they all you need is 3 players, so both these teams are in. Look at this, best of 5 started, everybody. Dark Falcons, Biggest Birds. This is a series of high proportions, actually. A really important series about these teams, because I expect both these teams to make the playoffs to be very strong contenders. This matchup could decide what team will end up as a number 1 seed, what team might end up as a number 2 or number 3 seed. That's really important here, as immediately everybody's left. Uh-oh. We'll reset. We'll reset this one. We'll do a lobby reset here. As everybody was not ready on time there. We'll do a lobby reset for them. They did not no, they did not join on time. It's alright. We'll fix it, don't worry. Do not worry. As we're going to get this matchup started. We're gonna go back into the lobby here. We'll get him back to join back in. Follow coming in from Stellar. Thank you, Stellar, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I like the question. Which team will be bigger? Oh, Soul's also following. That's... Alright, the whole team's gonna just follow me now. Okay, I'm surprised that everybody's joining back. Cool. Then you don't have to tell them what the lobby info was. That's nice. Everybody in? Yeah, everybody's in. Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna go back into this. This is game 1 now. Here we go. Make the prediction. Who you think will win here? Game 1 about ready to start. Here we go. It's Dark Falcons on the blue, the Biggest Birds on the orange. 2 high caliber teams. Already looking like top contenders to win the whole thing. But to play each other in the group this early in the season, this matchup, is going to have a lot of importance. I predict it's going to be extremely important for both these teams. The winner of this very well will become our top seed out of this group, so very important. As a flip reset from JD1 to Inzol. Stopped by Soul. Dark Falcons. Pretty mechanical team. They like to fly around in the air. Biggest Birds showing a bit more of a grounded playstyle, not nearly the same, maybe over-aggressive team that the Falcons are. As that one, oh, Inzol hits it to the side. Stellar will get the clear. JD1 off the sidewall. Soul will put this one up for the double tap. Second shot from Chris, that will go in. And the Biggest Birds start the scoring in their favor. And that's Soul off the back wall. And it's Chris to dump it towards the net. And a good start for the Biggest Birds. 1 goal in the lead. Is now shot towards net from Valak, stopped by Stellar. Inzol will jump up, looking for a pass in field, and now it's pinched on the field. And another goal for the Biggest Birds. As that one found its way in front of the owners, and a pinch. As JD1 tried to prevent Chris from getting a shot on that, instead he only made things worse for his team. And the Biggest Birds now lead by 2. As Dark Falcons not off to a hot start. I mean, it was not expected that they're going to have it easy here. Is now Valak trying to add more and back, and they will cut the lead in half from the Biggest Birds. And Dark Falcons will get on the board for the first time in this series off of a great shot from Valak outside that box. And that goal could maybe add some momentum back for the Dark Falcons. You know, going down 2 goals that quickly for a team that has been pretty strong right now. I mean, you know, going down that quickly, that early, a very fun thing for your mentality, but that goal might help them back, especially with how good of a shot that was from Valak. And still looks for the clear. Soul will hold it, but not through Inzol. Chris off the sidewall. JD1 will put it down the field. Inzol looking for the bump on Stellar. Stellar towards the corner, but here comes Valak trying to tie it up. Chris will stop it. Inzol will roll its way around the corner now. An infield attempt for JD1. Clear it out, but only towards Valak. Dark Falcons holding the offense. Not so much based on solo plays, but more so based on their speed. They're trying to become the faster of the 2 teams here, but you need to be careful because that speed can breed overcommit, something that has been an issue for Dark Falcons. Speaking of, there's one. JD1 will still get a touch on it. Roll its way around. Stellar clears it towards the net. JD1 will put it away. Now towards the net. Chris hopping at Soul. His will bounce upward and away, not in a very dangerous position here. Dark Falcons can get the ball out, but the Dark Falcons, they're going to need to worry a lot about the efficiency of their offense, because against a team like the Biggest Birds, their offense is not going to have nearly the same number of chances it has against teams like Backbone Gaming that we saw them play last week. Now, inch away. Dark Falcons doing well to hold the offense. Now he's beaten past 2, in for Valak. That one's off wide. Follow-up from JD1. Saved by Chris. Valak won't be able to beat Stellar, and the captain can get the ball away, but not through the danger. Inzol keeps the offense going. Biggest Birds starting to rush here. This amount of defense is not going to be healthy for any team, even a team as solid as Biggest Birds have been so far. And JD1 with a dunk. Inzol, actually a lob towards the net, off the crossbar, in front. Soul will clear it. Biggest Birds playing defense simulator so far. That touch can help them out a little bit, but now JD1, 2-on-1, going for the 50. He gets it. It's JD1. And all Dark Falcons needed was for the Biggest Birds to get the ball away from their nets and open up some holes in that defense. And it's JD1 to go with the fake, go with the 50-50. And over time, Dark Falcons have been able to crush the Biggest Birds with their offense. But it hasn't been easy for them. The Biggest Birds, they need to hope that this accuracy from Dark Falcons is not going to become one of their strong suits. There's JD1 with 50-50. Looking for the dunk on Stellar. Stellar will get the clear. Inzol Off the sidewall. Now across the map towards JD1. JD1 with Saint. Saint got bumped along the way. Biggest Birds will clear back. So far, Biggest Birds haven't really seen that kind of plays out that they want on offense, as they just haven't had time to get on offense. Now Inzel! No lead yet for Dark Falcons, but they keep asking. They keep adding more pressure. Great save from Chris as he jumps in the way there. Had to, in some way, predict where the shot was going. Predict when the challenge was going to be there. Biggest Birds get the ball away. Dark Falcons they have the boost that means that they can get back, they can make new solo plays, and that's what their strong suit is. These solo plays in the midfield. The mechanics, something that Dark Falcons will use over and over again. 50-50, Stellar will look to clear. Inzel. Looking for the end of regulation here. All the big Spurs need to have is let the ball drop, and everything can reset. There we go. Game 1, we'll head to an overtime. Biggest Birds got off to an early 2-goal lead, but Dark Falcons have woken up. And now it's them who control this game. Biggest Birds, if they are to win this one, they need a moment of brilliance. But so far, they haven't been able to get chances, although that bench can help them out. Valak having to chase after, but he's over Stellar towards the net, saved by Soul. Valak off the sidewall, JD1 keeping it high, drop down in front, no second touch. Inzel now, he will get it in. And overtime, Dark Falcons, they break down the Biggest Birds. And they don't even let them have a lot of offense so far, as Inzel's last touch, not a very strong one, but with how close he is to the net, it doesn't have to be very strong. As long as he places it in the net, chances are it will go in. The Biggest Birds just caught so far back in defense they could never break out. I mean, the shooting tells you 13-2. I am surprised that it is this close. We're going to go to game 2 now. Biggest Birds need to find a way to come back. I don't know how exactly their offense works so far because I haven't seen them yet this season. And Dark Falcons just aren't going to give them the chance to go up to offense. Seemingly, at least. I'm sure that as time goes on, we'll see the Biggest Birds push up more and more, but they are a pretty grounded team by looks of it on offense. And they're just consistent. That seems to be their thing. Consistency. Unfortunately, Dark Falcons are consistent as well, but not in the way that the Biggest Birds are happy with. So far, game 1, Biggest Birds. They kept it close, but really, Dark Falcons were the much better team in that game. Now, in game 2, will things change? Saint towards the corner. JD1 to shoot. Stopped by Chris. Soul looking for that redirect. He's gone for it many times. As Enzo, my goodness, what a back pass. Off the sidewall double tap. I don't know if that was his intended target, but that is a brilliant back pass. I can't believe he went for that. I mean, that tells you what I think that play kind of epitomizes exactly what the Dark Falcons do so well. The mechanical plays. It's incredible how consistent they are at doing it. Remember, it's 4 different players all working as a unit. This is a mechanical team of 3 strong players working in sync. It's not just your average mechanical team where it's just 3 separate players who are trying to do everything themselves. No. This is a team of 3 players who can do it all themselves, but choose to work as a unit, work as one, and that is why they are so talented. That's why week in and week out, they continue to beat teams that, look formidable, look like a strong opponent, but really, the Dark Falcons, they just have what it takes. Now, in front, miss here. Inzel will get the clear out, and JD1 will try to add another one. Stellar didn't get the shot as that one was a little too far away from his car. Now Valak with the demo on Chris. Demoed by Stellar. JD1 will get the pinch. Another demo coming out from the Biggest Birds. If you can't outplay them in the mechanics, why not demo them? That gets them away. With dunks like that makes things a little more difficult for the Biggest Birds. Valak. Low boost will pull on JD1, who was looking to get the dunk on Stellar, but he's asking a little too much, even of himself there. With that kind of a play. Is now Valak. Get a flick on it. Stellar off his back wall. Touch doesn't go very far. Now Chris is jumping in, a double commit. Stellar will get the clear anyways, but this is Dark Falcons on the offense. Valak, double! Oh, it's off the crossbar. Follow up. Saved by Stellar. Dark Falcons, on the turn of a dime, they can just do plays like that. And this is them playing like a really strong team. Although I say that, and that's a mistake there. Chris will score. Dark Falcons have been playing well, but a mistake like that will not go unpunished. Valak misses. Inzel trusted in him there. And when Valak missed it, he wasn't there to help him out. Just like last game, the Dark Falcons team will go down earlier. We'll go down first. They'll start off losing. Last game it was by 2. This game currently by 1. And now a miss from Stellar. Valak will score back. And Dark Falcons made a mistake that allowed the biggest birds to come in. Now it's the biggest birds to make the error. As Stellar completely misreads this one. Valak with an open net to shoot on. And Dark Falcons now will tie it up in game 2. The 1-1 scoreline. JD1 with the flick. Bounce off the corner. Valak infield. Inzel was hoping that it would bounce in front of the net for him, but second touch will get rid of that opportunity. JD1. Now past everybody. Who's back? Nobody. And it's JD1 to be given credit with the goal. As I believe we saw a double commit here. I mean, no, it was just Soul back actually. An overcommit from the biggest birds. And for JD1, he doesn't really have to do much to get that one over the last defender. There's now Saint through the midfield. Inzel trying to add a third, and the net is open again for Dark Falcons. They'll keep taking these, so long as they're given to them. As Chris has touched there, he wanted to hit Soul, but instead found a roadblock in Inzel. And in a pass like that, it needs to be higher up, it needs to be faster, it needs to be better calculated and less easy to, and much harder to read if you're on if you're going a Dark Falcons player to not intercept it. So far, that pass just didn't have what it needed. Zinzel. Sit down. Stellar will clear it back. Valak in towards the midfield. JD1 jumping. Triple touched that one, and so far those plays from Dark Falcons, they don't intentionally go for them. Now JD1's been bumped in upfield. Wait a second, he might get a goal from this. Trying to get the fake. Still. And even though he doesn't get a goal from this, it wastes out time here. Time that the biggest birds need if they want to take game 2. Though that one from Chris off the crossbar. Where's the follow-up from Soul towards the net? Saved by Valak. Biggest birds almost there. They are, again, grounded. They like to put on really good shots. That's kind of their offense by the looks of it so far, but hasn't really been it for them. These close-range shots have been stopped by Dark Falcons, and hasn't been enough of them to really break down this defense enough for them to score. The biggest birds here. No one in the midfield. Soul hoping to hold control. 50-50 with Valak. Just bumped by Inzel. But still the biggest birds with offense. Dark Falcons need to be careful here. They can't overcommit. That's something that they are known to do sometimes. Now Valak gets a 50-50 on that air dribble. An answer back from the biggest birds. Stopping the aerial plays before they even amount to anything dangerous. But here comes Inzel. I think he was going for a turtle shot there, but that's a bit of that's a tough ask for any player here. There's now a shot upfield. Oh no, Chris just redirected away from the net. Dark Falcons will get the clear away, but here comes Soul. Soul here, open. And he hits it wide. Valak will clear it back. And Dark Falcons now lead by 2. And what was expected to be a really close series, Dark Falcons might actually end off winning in a sweep. Because right now, they do look like the much better team. Their offense is just really difficult for the biggest birds to counter. The biggest birds can barely get anything to go on their offense. It's Dark Falcons who are controlling this game. The shooting, much less one-sided here in this game than the last one, but still very similar in so many different ways. Dark Falcons now. All they need is one more. And they will stay undefeated. They'll stay as a top-tier team. So again, this matchup is to decide who will be the number 1 seeded team in this group. There's multiple groups. This is a group of, I believe this is a group of 8 teams. There are 4 groups of 8. I'll take a look for you, but yeah. Teams of 10. Top 5 in each group will go into the playoffs, so they want to be in that top 5. They've already done a lot of the work to get there. Reminder, it is I believe how long is the regular season? I don't think it's a very long one. I think it's like 7 weeks. It is, yeah, 7-week regular season, so these teams got 7 matches. And right now we're in week 3, and Dark Falcons, if they win this, already they're basically giving themselves really good opportunity to get into that top group early in the season, and they're already in there. They're in the top. The biggest birds are currently holding that number 1 spot, but now 1 game away from losing it. Dark Falcons doing everything they can here to get this one and win in a sweep. As now Illusion has subbed in here for Inzel, getting their 4th player available. He played in last week, looked incredibly solid while doing it. As now, what a fake there! Illusion, his shot is wide. Follow up from JD1, that one isn't going to be very impressive. Now the biggest birds can march upfield. Soul doesn't beat out JD1, but Illusion comes back on the wrong side. Here comes Chris. Midfield, no one's there for the biggest birds, and Dark Falcons, this is what they can use to create offense. Illusion, shots! Chris will pinch it out. And now it's over JD1. Second touch, wasting time, back to Valak. Illusion up the field. So far, Illusion, his touches have just not been that creative. And definitely not going to help this team out, although for the biggest birds, they've had that same issue where whenever they're upfield, they just don't have all their players available and ready to follow up each other's touches and react to the play accordingly. And right now for Dark Falcons, not having too many issues, but I would like to see demos from the biggest birds. If there's anything that they could add, it could be demo plays. Because we saw them use it last game, and it did start to create havoc here for the Dark Falcons team. Although it seemed like as soon as biggest birds started to use those demos, they just stopped using them all together, and need to be careful because right now, Dark Falcons have that net covered. Even if it looks like they've overcommitted, generally speaking, they're in a position where even if a shot comes in, they can still save it. Another great save there from Chris off his own post. But offense, Dark Falcons don't care. They're just going to keep adding more pressure. And at some point, it will break. Illusion with the first goal of the game here for Dark Falcons. Like the last games, it's this team to score first, not the biggest birds. As time continues on, things are going to get more and more difficult for biggest birds. Illusion dribbling it, not past Chris there. Shot here from close range will be a little wide from Valak. Now Soul looking maybe past out the Stellar, but that was read by Illusion. Chris gets through JD1. Now a shot. That will be a goal here for the biggest birds. Dark Falcons underestimated the real effect Chris had here. He had a lot of speed to get to that one. And they weren't really in position to challenge him either. And just like that, the biggest birds tie it up. Still, though, a lot of work to be done against Dark Falcons if they want to even take a game against them. Is now Valak is his name, in towards Illusion at the second goal of the game. And very quickly, Dark Falcons can find ways to break through this team. All it took them was 2 shots, and I mean, that wasn't it. That was it. They got their goal. As yeah, I saw in chat there, Stellar saying in a new language there. I think he's trying to say, I'm choking. Maybe he was joking while saying that, who knows. Stellar put back in by Valak. Towards the net, Stellar will clear it away. There's now a double commit here from Dark Falcons. Shot from Soul should be one, and it should be in. Dark Falcons, an unforced error here in their own backfield. As Illusion and JD1 both jump for it. JD1 definitely had the better touch on the play. Illusion panicked going backwards to his own net. Must not have expected JD1 to be ready for it, but you need to trust each other. That's what this Dark Falcons team relies on. They rely on trust. The players can't trust each other, then this team completely collapses. There's Illusion double tap, not a goal there, but it does put on offense here. So far, Illusion's been the only one to score for this team, in this game specifically. It's not like as if Valak and JD1 are completely forgettable. They know what they're doing on offense. As now a pinch towards the biggest birds. Chris will get a stop now, gets past one. A second touch there. Illusion will take it back. Maybe a bit unwise though to give it to right back towards Chris. And now his touch is weak. Soul saved by Valak. Illusion stopped by Stellar. A demo play will now prevent the biggest birds from getting all three players up on offense. They'll have to make do with two. Valak controls it. Two players commit here for the biggest birds. Illusion upfield. Illusion's been on top of everything. A bit of a ball chaser, I think. But hey, this team works around it so well. It's not a bad thing. Any playstyle really can go, as long as team is willing to work around it. As this touch from JD1 sets up Illusion to clear it down the field. Valak's up with him. Now maybe an overcommit. JD1's got to get back. Valak is too, but Chris needed to put a little bit of a better angle on that shot. And now look at JD1. He's upfield, waiting. Here's the shot, saved by Soul. JD1 working with Valak there, as both players read each other on the play. Now Valak with the fake. He'll actually shoot this one. He will. Going. Chris will stop it. Dark Falcons trying to work their way in field. But now two players have committed. Soul's shot. Easily kept away by JD1. Chris off the post. Infield for Stellar. And an error here from JD1. Wanted to hit the corner. Instead he overshot that one. Instead laid it right in front of the net. The first shot didn't go in, but the second one most definitely will. And the biggest birds now only 21 seconds away. I'm taking a game away from Dark Falcons. Maybe insurance is something that they're looking for. Illusion, his clear won't go very far. Valak up. Stellar working at very little. That's all he has left. Infield pass. Dark Falcons need the offense. They can hold this one. Stellar will clear it away. Biggest birds, they just need it to drop. Illusion. But this redirect from Chris will let it hit the ground, and the biggest birds will take game 3. The series continues on. Every game the biggest birds win will mean that the series continues further, as Soul's telling us that he doesn't... During next game, what happened? Wait, are they actually... Is he actually choking? I don't think he's actually choking. If he is, I would rather he focuses on that issue than playing. I think he's trying to... Oh, he's eating. And he choked on his food. Well, that's a problem. That's not a good thing there, Stellar. You probably shouldn't be eating your food while playing a game. I'm happy that he was okay, though. But someone please tell Stellar not to eat your food while playing a game. That's especially one that's high offense like this. Game 4 now. The biggest birds, if they want to go to game 5, they need to win this one as well. Dark Falcons, you know, they subbed in Illusion. His job so far has been, I think, a bit overbearing. I think he's trying to do too much for this team. As now they're subbing out JD1, putting in Inzel. We'll see how this changes the team up. Yeah, Illusion, it just seems like... Leave? Okay. They're having some issues here. We're gonna have another server reset by looks of it, but not an issue. We have time. But yeah, I think the issue right now for them, especially with incorporating Illusion, is it seems like Illusion's just trying to do too much for this team. Whereas I think he's a really good offensive player. He's really good at attacking the ball. I do find that sometimes he just does too much. Not server? Oh. Well, we reset the server anyways, so join back in. Yeah, poor Stellar is actually choking. I thought, when he said he was choking, I thought it was like in-game choking. No, he's like actually choking on like his food. He's okay though. He's okay. We know he's okay. The Dark Falcons win. No, they have not won yet. It is currently 2-1. Dark Falcons are in the lead. Everybody's back in here for game 4. Both these teams are undefeated. Biggest Birds trying to create a reverse sweep. Again, now that we've been able to make sure that everything's okay here for Stellar, we'll get ourselves in here for game 4. Both teams are okay to join. And Dark Falcons can end the series here. Again, with the substitution of JD1 going out and having Inzul joining back in. They're putting in some changes here. Again, I think the biggest thing that they need to worry about here for Dark Falcons is making sure that you incorporate Illusion in the play where he doesn't try to do everything. Because so far it does feel like he's just trying to do too much for this team. I think if he can hold himself back a little bit more, we might see a much more well-rounded team. Because this is ultimately what Dark Falcons rely on. Being able to use everybody for their own specific roles. And that role is to work with each other. Sure, it's it's a group of talented players, but they are a good team when they work well together. So you don't want to rely. So Illusion cannot rely on himself only here for the offense. There's now Valak down the field. Get through Soul as well. The 50-50 off to the back wall. Stellar will clear it back. Illusion, a touch in field for Inzul. Inzul back post. That one's wide. Valak returning it back towards the midfield. Illusion now. Maybe a shot, but that one's a little wide. Chris. Kept up by Illusion. Soul will hit it over Valak, and now Chris past Inzul. And now a shot. That one posting in from Stellar. And Dark Falcons went all in on offense there. A poor choice of a challenge from Inzul, and Stellar will beat Illusion to the race. And so far things have been a bit problematic for Dark Falcons. Game 4 continues on, but ironically Dark Falcons have actually done better in these kind of situations when they're down by a goal early. At least against Biggest Birds today. Both of their wins came after they conceded the first goal. In fact, in Game 1, they conceded the first 2 goals. As this touch from Chris. Oh, that almost goes in. Oh my goodness, we almost saw an incredible goal there from Chris. Went for the sideball double tap, and he very nearly hit it. Dark Falcons almost got peeked on there. That'll be fun. There's Valak. Infield. No one waiting for him, and Soul will get the clear. There's Inzul's touch. Only towards Soul, but Inzul will get the dunk save. Now off the sidewall, Illusion down the field. Chris will get back in time. He's been generally the more defensive player on this team. As now this one from Illusion. Weak. It gets past that defender. Clear away. Offense still going from Dark Falcons, but a lack of shooting from them. Definitely noticeable. Is this clear? Valak will let Inzul try to read it. Inzul got beat there, but Dark Falcon can get the ball away. Stellar towards Soul. And now Illusion makes it under Chris. Illusion still going. Illusion! There we go. It's Illusion. This is why he was brought on the team. The fake under Chris. And look at this. A shot that has so much power on it from an unlikely source. And it goes up and over Stellar. A pretty way for Dark Falcons to tie the game up. Still, over 2 minutes remaining. Anything can happen. Illusion now has 1 goal. Looking for a second with the flip reset. Chris will get the clear. And now, Musty flick. Maybe a pass towards Soul. And this one pinched away. Inzul jumping. Gets it through Stellar. Now Valak into the open net. And this situation here, all the control was in what Inzul would do. Stellar was convinced that the shot was coming. And when he missed the ball completely, whether it was intentional or not, it helps out the team anyways, because Valak, now he has an open net to shoot on. Dark Falcons. A go-ahead goal. But Biggest Birds still looking to answer back. There it is. It's Chris. a pinball wizard type of goal here. As that touch from Valak just goes absolutely nowhere. And then Illusion, unfortunate positioning there. The ball bounces off of him into his net. And there's nothing the goaltender can do to stop it. Dark Falcons having some issues here on defense, getting the ball actually out of their half. In their first 2 games, they did so well at not having to worry about their defense, but now the Biggest Birds are starting to put more pressure on. This is something that's becoming a bit of an issue for Dark Falcons. Their offense is strong, but their defense has its faults. More importantly, it comes to this clear game from them. It just feels like it's really easy to read. It feels a lot like a clear game that is repetitive and doesn't have the creativity that you would expect from a team that is so high up in the offensive air when they are playing at the aggression. As now Illusion, my goodness, what a touch! Chris wasn't even ready to stop that one. And that was a quick transition from Illusion. Chris was none the wiser. That touch, so much power behind it. And it's Illusion who's getting these weirdly powerful touches in places you don't expect them. Dark Falcons now, once again, will have a goal to take the lead. It's from Illusion here. Illusion now looking to complete the hat-trick. Flip reset, he's got it! Stellar will stop it, though. Insel had to watch out from Soul, who was loitering upfield, but now Soul brings it back. Alec will hit it away in towards the midfield for Insel. Insel for 4. Off the post. Illusion misses it entirely. Biggest Birds now. Offense here. Insel with the clear. Stellar looking to answer back. Got down Illusion. Didn't get through Chris. Insel with a touch. You won't be able to read this one. Stellar rolls it around off the ceiling. And it's a double commit here from Dark Falcons. In the final seconds, they need to be careful on defense. Chris can't read it. Still bumps Insel out. Off the corner. Stellar jumping. Stellar to the corner. Second touch. Great pass in front for Soul. He can't read it. Chris, that one's high. One more chance potentially. They keep it up. Stellar off the corner. Insel will let it drop. And Dark Falcons will win the series. 3 games to 1. Their offense was too strong, but in the end, I talked about Illusion not needing to take too much control in offense. He still played super strong offense, but this time, let his teammates help him out, and you can see the difference it makes. 3 games, 4, 1 game against Dark Falcons. Stay undefeated against the Biggest Birds. And an incredible display of aggression. Both these undefeated teams will come to an end this matchup. Biggest night now, this is solidifying Dark Falcons as probably being the best team in this group right now. There just isn't a lot that's saying no to that. As that will do for that. And my goodness, what a turn of events here. Big win for them. Of course, that is all for tonight. Again, thank you so much for joining. What a series. I'll be live soon enough, don't worry. And again, thank you so much. I'm going to go get a raid, end the stream off, and I'll see you guys some other time. And thank you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your night. But again, I say that. Have an amazing rest of your night. But be back. Be back in like an hour.